What's up, family? Once again, it's your boy MBB, and we coming at you with another episode of Single Mingle. In today's episode, we're going to be breaking down the metaphors from the single Lion King, which is, of course, the up-and-coming single off of the Battle Hymns War EP. I'm going to take a close look at this song, and we're going to break down the metaphors and what the meaning behind the song is. So come on and check that thing out with me.
A lot of ruckus is my pride. We try. Long as God on my side, where you gon' hide? Riding down 555. Got the wind blowing through my mane as I drive. Yeah, thank God I'm alive. Ain't worried about much. Got my ride by my side. God made me a king. Lion-hearted. Run up if you want a young. Want no problems. My ride and my staff, yeah. You know I got it.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on another episode of Single Mingle. I know by now you've probably got the gist of the single Lion King, as in the past couple of episodes we've been taking a look at that. But there is an underlying meaning behind it. So today we're going to break that down and see what it exactly means. Of course, everybody is familiar with the movie The Lion King. So this is a creative way for me to relay a message through the ideology of the movie that we all came to love as kids. So let's take a look, man. We're gonna have to break down the characters and see exactly what I was trying to convey through this song. So the first parallel we can look at is the hyenas. The line that I said in the song is, I see y'all on my side, hyenas coming over to my pride. See a lion, he ain't fighting but kill him anyway out of fright. As it relates to everyday life or the life that I've seen, this is a metaphor where the hyenas represent corrupt police, law enforcement who may use racial profiling or unethical methods of enforcement. Next line we're going to take a look at is, cowards still fight each other but won't protect the circle of life. That particular line is actually a reference to those who don't take a stand against injustice that they see that is going on in their community. So the circle of life, of course, that was the introduction song on the movie The Lion King, and you saw how all of the animals came together as a community and they were living in harmony with each other. The next line we're going to take a look at, you swore you would protect your pride, so did your brother. Stay tripping on each other though over some colors. And this is a real deep line within itself. So of course the pride once again represents our community. So you know, a Lion King, they had their pride, they had Pride Rock, they had the whole community. You know, Mufasa took Simba out and said, everything that you can see, that's our kingdom. So that was their community. Some of us have been put into position to guard our community, and some of us have abused that position. If we take a look in our community, a lot of the violence or a lot of things that go on within the community is actually a situation where we are attacking our own kind, we are attacking our own brothers, we are attacking our own sisters, children, women, when we should be protecting them. So this line is speaking on that. Now also, we have been pitted against each other. The next line we're going to take a look at is, kill your brother for some crumbs. Uncle Scar, running with them hyenas that's going to rip you apart. This line, it makes reference again to the hyenas, which we know the hyenas are those who come to harm our community. Uncle Scar, we're going to touch on that a little bit later, but just to give you a glimpse within this line, Uncle Scar has traded on the community, and he's still going to be ripped apart by the same system that he's using as a system of corruption. The next line we're going to take a look at, the next few lines. The verdict, you heard it. Your fam been murdered. The pain hurt. You ran, deserted your life, the lioness that could have been your wife. So in this situation, this speaks on sometimes what we do in order to face the adversity ahead of us as we try to get away from it. You know, corruption in our community becomes so overwhelming. Sometimes the only way that we can think to escape is to actually physically leave and escape. But sometimes that leaves behind our family and loved ones in that community, which in a way, I know you might have heard of survivor's guilt. In a way, you may feel guilty if you're one who got away from the community and you leave behind your family and your friends who are still in that similar situation. So the next line we're gonna look at, now you living in another place, dodging rumors, running with the new crew, Timon and Pumbaa. So of course, Timon and Pumbaa in the Lion King movie became Simba's friends away from home. So this was a whole new setting and a whole new type of friendship that they gave him. This is a similar thing that we may go through as we get away from our communities and try to get into situations to better ourselves. We make new connections, make new friends, and that's a good thing because we can learn things from people outside of our perspective and community that we may not have been able to learn within the community. Next line we're gonna touch on, cause Nala and the lioness is hunting for the team, but there's no circle of life without the presence of the king. Once again, this is touching on a situation that in our community we hear about a lot. You know, we see a lot of, portrayed in our media, we see a lot of instances where there are homes with no father in it. And in those homes, single mothers have to take on the role of protector and provider for the family. This leaves them in a situation where they have to go out and work, they have to raise the kids, they pretty much have to do everything on their own in some situations. In other situations, they're blessed to have others who are involved and who are helping out. But the situation itself leaves a lot of our women hunting for the team. So, of course, the next line it says, there's no circle of life without the presence of the king. And what that means is there's no continuance of the community. There is no balance without the male present in the home. Not to say that it can't be done with just the woman, but if it's going to be done in an effective way that completes the circle of life, it includes both the man and the woman. So both presence are needed in the home. The next line we're going to look at is watch Uncle Scar, or as his peers call him, Tom. If you ain't know, wouldn't believe the type of stuff he on. Uncle Scar is what has become known as the Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom in the community is one who turns his back on the community and acts as a liaison between the enemy of the community and the community itself in order to do harm. Uncle Tom is one who will neglect his history and heritage and use his position to try to gain power amongst his enemies. So I think a lot of us have experienced the Uncle Tom syndrome, especially in the South. The next line we're going to look at, was the business venture worth it with your enemies? Why you lock your fam up in the prison industries? Now this, of course, this line is speaking on the relationship that Uncle Scar had with the hyenas. So we know Uncle Scar is the Uncle Tom to the community. The hyenas are those who are using their power to corrupt the community. They team up. We've seen positions in law enforcement be abused, and we've seen some people partner with that to actually service the prison industry. So check it out. So in the Lion King song, now you have the deeper meaning behind it and you understand who the characters are. If you enjoyed this breakdown, of course, this is part of the Single Mingle series, and we're going to come at you with a lot of other singles. We're going to come at you with songs from different artists, some that you haven't heard of yet, but you'll probably become fans of. So make sure you check that out too. Hit the like and subscribe just to show your support. And of course, if you want some apparel, go to lion-apparel.com. We have a lot of good t-shirts and graphics there for you. Always make sure to check out melodicruckus.com for inspirational music and media. Stay tuned to the Melodic Ruckus channel because we're going to have a lot of good material coming your way. We're going to have more of the Single Mingle series and even other series. So make sure you hit that bell so you can stay posted on what we got coming out. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Look out for that Lion King single to drop and look out for Battle Hymns, the War EP. Peace.